All the children in Springfield are no.
Mark throws the lights on, and we're blinded like Sheamus entering a WWE arena.
That's even better. Look at that. Blinded by the
Oh
light.
my God.
The flare.
Reflecting off the skin.
Right. Whether
Anyways,
you like it or don't like it, you better learn to love it.
Thanks for joining us post Three Stooges Marathon here on the Superstation. It's time for another episode of What's on Joe Mind. As you can see, we've got our good friend Roger Taft of After Action Report is with us down in the bottom right there. He's wearing his Joe Fest exclusive What's on Joe Mind shirt, which is almost completely rubbed off the decal after just one washing.
Absolutely.
Because we hand out the best. We'll be right back with you after you watch our kick-ass opening sequence. Good evening, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 9 p.m. It's time for What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. At the wheel still after 13 some years. I can't even think back that far anymore.
You would have thought he got promoted.
I mean, I used to be the substitute guy, so I guess technically
I guess, yeah. All right.
And then Gary was the button guy for a long time, and then I took over on that. So I've been promoted a couple times.
But did you get the raise to go with it?
Something like that. I don't know what. I mean, it's like a 50% raise on top of zero, so I don't know what that is.
Fair enough.
But so I guess technically I got like 1,000,000% raise.
Yeah.
They promoted a release for good behavior, right? Like it's kind of, this is like MST 4000 kind of.
Yeah. Anyways, you see him here on the top row. He has just gotten done showing his children Predator.
Mm-hmm.
It's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the Hot Show, Mark Weber.
I mean, they're watching it on their own, but I took them to Aliens Romulus last night in IMAX, even because I'm an eternal optimist. And spoiler-free review, pretty good. And I'm tough on the Alien sequels.
Right.
It's not nearly as good as Aliens, but it's better than Alien 3. So
well, I mean, that's kind of a low bar.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal with Alien 3. I hated it when I first saw it, right? Because it was the sequel to what is still my favorite movie of all time. And it wasn't very good. It was disappointing on a ton of levels. But it was directed by a very young David Fincher, who had almost no power in Hollywood at that point. And so years later, like 12 years later, when he became a big star, they asked him if he would like to release a director's cut, and he did. And it's a lot better. So if you've never seen it, see the director's cut. And if you saw it and thought it was kind of lame, like I did, see the director's cut, and it becomes okay. Not a bad movie, it's okay, but it followed Aliens, right? Like even Godfather 3 sucked, right? Like there's some movies you just can't really follow. So
Doug Dello with the most important question of the night, Mark. Were there any Romulans in Alien Romulus?
And no Remesons either, right? Like
none.
They explain it in the movie. It doesn't make any sense on its own, but it's explained. Look at me going spoiler free for all my homeboys out there.
So I think the other big question from last week, Mark, is how did Terrificon go for you? And by how did Terrificon go for you, what I mean is, how is your 2 days walking around the Volaverse compound with no pants?
Right, exactly, right. I did actually wear shorts last week, which is kind of rare. The part of my job at Volaverse is to be able to keep the lights on and the wheels turning when they're away at shows, right? Because Bobby has a show crew, and they've done a good job over the years. But I think it used to be not much went on when Bobby was gone, but we've been fulfilling the Vanguards all week. So that stuff was going on while Bobby and the crew were having a good time at Terrificon, selling the Elite Praetorian and having a good show. But if you don't have a Vanguard yet, They come in their own shipper boxes, which is great for me because I just got to get your shipping list, print out your shipping label, whack, off it goes. I don't have to pack anything. But we had to unload them off 18-wheelers, right?
Right.
And some of them came on pallets. That's great. Some of them didn't. That's not so good. Some of them came stacked high, not on pallets that had tipped over in the 18-wheelers. That's even less good.
Yeah.
And I'm the oldest guy who was helping pitch and catch stuff off the truck. And one of the younger people was throwing them a little faster, and I was falling a little further and further behind every repetition. And then they threw one figure, a rectangular 8-pound box with a little English on it. And I was a little late on the turn, and I caught the point of the box right in the sternum.
Ooh.
It just lit me up. And so I needed a minute, but we were okay. No blood, just a good solid impact. And I came home and told my wife, and I said, it hit me dead center, man. And she was like, it's like a hollow box pretty much, right? With a toy in it. I'm like, pick an 8-pound object around this house that I can hurl at your center mass right now. Anything you want. Doesn't even have to be sharp. Man, I'll tell you, get no respect.
I tell you.
I'll tell you. So that's what I've been doing. And as of today, end of business today, I think every domestic pre-order for a Vanguard is out the door.
Okay.
If you are overseas, that's tomorrow. So, and my favorite bit all week, I know people are always dying to get their pre-orders. That's not a Valaverse thing. That's just a toy thing. But I answered so many emails because a lot of times printing the labels is the slow part of the overall process.
Yeah.
So we would get ahead on the labels because it's quicker to stick them than to print them, right? So we would get ahead on the labels, and sometimes we would print some of tomorrow's labels today and get ahead and whatever. So I answered we always answer customer emails as fast as we can. I answered so many emails. Hey, I got a preparing to ship confirmation, which means we printed your label, but you didn't get your shipping confirmation email, which is when UPS scans it and it's out the door, right?
Right.
Yeah.
If you've ordered from us before, there is a shipping confirmation email. Well, people are so hype on their pre-orders. They were like, hey, I got my preparing to ship email. Can you tell me when mine's going to ship?
Nope.
And it was so hard not to type as soon as I'm done answering customer emails.
Yeah.
I'll go ship more Vanguards. So
As soon as you people stop distracting me from slapping your shipping labels onto your boxes.
Right. Look, that's still better than customer service treats them sometimes. Anyways, in the bottom row.
oh yeah, pardon me.
We're halfway through the show. Come on, Will.
Right?
No.
No,
That's all right.
look,
We're right on time.
We asked Mark the bonus question. That's fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit in a segment, so we got to get it in at the beginning.
Right.
In the bottom row, he's a shiftless layabout who's back to work.
Yes.
Right
Get
time,
back to
Rob.
work. Before Labor Day, I'll have been in school for 5 weeks.
Oh, that's not fair. And Rob, you are recovering too. What % of full Rob are you at, would you say?
I'm getting close, actually.
Attaboy.
I got to be at least the high 80s. If not into the 90s.
Full
I'm
Rob
getting
is
close.
easily attainable.
Yeah. But now you got to fight Azrael to get your mantle back.
Yes, I will be training with with Lady Shiva and the armless sensei,
It's gonna be good.
You deep dove too much into that one, Rob.
No. We're gonna sell tickets. It's gonna be a good show.
Yeah. You're asking me not to deep dive a Batman story. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying that everybody's going to sit here and just kind of be like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
And again, our guest for the evening, in bottom right. I guess that's the Paul Lynn square. I don't know.
No. Well, we don't have a center square, so yeah.
Yeah. Kind of.
Perhaps it's the Nipsey Russell for the match game.
No, I think
But
Paul Lynn's better.
Nipsey would have been where I'm at, top left.
Yeah.
Mm.
He was always.
I
Anyway,
thought he went to bottom center to replace Richard Dawson when he went to Family Feud.
Maybe. I don't know.
Out of my wheelhouse.
Classic match game has Nipsey Russell in chair number 1.
Who was the Hollywood Squares guy who always pulled on his glasses? I'll be him.
That was Paul. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
No, you're thinking Charles Nelson Riley.
That's it.
Oh, okay.
That's match game.
That's also match game. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
But you're in the right place for Charles Nelson Riley on match game, so it's fine.
Yeah.
They should mess with me.
Anyways, Roger, I asked Roger to be on the show yesterday.
I'm here.
and here he is, because this weekend was not one for great amounts of show prep. And we just got lucky in that Roger also has a project going that I wasn't aware of.
True. I guess I'm here to tell you that we have a project.
Right. I mean, we'll get to that later on in the show, but Roger and After Action Report have putting together the ultimate G.I. Joe and Transformer comic checklist,
More or less, yeah.
on Kickstarter now.
And we didn't even know it. And looking at the numbers, it's got the What's on Joe Mind Rob.
Right.
Yeah. By the end of the show, we should be fully funded. We're half funded now.
Spoilers,
You
man.
mean-
We gotta keep them going. Yeah.
You mean to say we rubbed it without permission?
I think so.
All right.
I think it's more of a marinating it, really. It's,
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
anyways.
Slow rub. Yeah.
I'm 50 now. I got to start smoking meats. It's like required.
Damn, I forgot to start doing that.
And I mean that purely from a food perspective. Before anybody grabs that audio.
Right, and that's-
Again,
that's-
purely from a food perspective, our brother started that 10 years early then.
Oh, there
Right.
you go.
Right. And I think what you're making allusions to is smoking something else, Mark. I think
That's
you're
fair.
okay.
Well, I don't know, man. They
I mean,
turned me into rap show.
Right. Anyways, it's time. We still have a loaded community calendar. So let's go ahead and roll into community calendar. Remember, if you've got a show or any kind of correspondence for us here at What's on Joe Mind, that's the email you want to hit up, whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. We do reserve the right to edit any correspondence for the air as we see fit. Anyhow, first up, we went to its sister show this past weekend here in north side of Indianapolis, but this week, Knights Hall takes its show on the road to Detroit, to Livonia, Michigan. That is happening on August 25. Going to be there from 10 to 4. $3 gets you in the door. Kids 12 and under are free. Get more details at knightshallcomicandtoyshow.com, even though it's mostly just a list of the dates that they've got going. And you can see there, they do this one 7-8 times a year. I'm going to warn everybody in advance. I had a really busy day at work. I'm suffering from a little bit of eye strain, and my screen is right at that line where these glasses stop making sense. So I'm going to read some stuff wrong tonight, and you're just going to deal with it.
Can you see this? Hey.
No.
Okay.
But mostly because the light blinded it out. It was when I couldn't see it. It was
I
just
can go more. I can go more if you want like that.
right. It was lens flared.
Hold on.
Mark's cinematography tonight by J.J. Abrams.
I can touch up my appearance.
Ooh.
But anyways, report from last weekend. This is very much a comic show. If you are the type that likes to get out and dig through back issue boxes, these Knights Hall shows, they're going to be for you.
Shouldn't we send Rob there for a month?
I tried. He was like, nah. What can I tell you?
Man.
I had to do something for work.
All right, whatever.
For a whole month?
Whatever.
No, I mean on Sunday.
On the weekend?
I got to
So
talk
I
to
had a IEP meeting, and I had to get that document ready.
Oh, man. I guess it makes sense. You should do a little extra work. Teachers get the whole summer off and all.
Oh yeah.
anyways, I got to talk to a couple of out-of-state GI Joe dealers, and I got to get some shots in on LARPers that thought they were smart Alex, and so yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time had by all. Nobody expects the guy in the plain shirt to be the smart mouth, but there I was, dealing out my own unique form of justice at a comic book show on a Saturday morning in Indianapolis.
Taking down the LARPer community.
These are the lives we lead. It's an exciting time in your 40s.
They're all running around doing fireball, lightning bolt, and Mike's just going RPG.
We have Gen Con here in town every year. We just got past Gen Con. My favorite Gen Con story is from when I was younger. I was downtown. I used to work for a bank, right? And I was downtown at the main branch taking a class all day. And so for lunch, we were right off of the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, which is literally in the exact center of Indianapolis. And for lunch, I went out to the monument. It's got fountain. It's really nice. It's just a good place to sit and catch some of the local color. And of course, Gen Con's going on, and these kids dressed as wizards, like out of Final Fantasy wizards, like stars and moons and shit placed taped to their robes, and really stereotype wizard stuff. Are throwing beanbags at one another. And, I'm not paying much attention because it's Gen Con. It's what you kind of expect to see. Until I'm eating my slice of pizza and somebody whips one and hits me in the face. And it didn't hurt, but I'm more stunned by it than anything else. And the dude just comes up and he puts his hand out. He's like, "Well, give it back." And I look at him, and I've got the beanbag in my hand, and I just throw it over my shoulder into the fountain, because that's how you say sorry. And yeah, so anyways, that's my Gen Con story. Everybody says, "Oh, we got to go people watch." I'm like, I don't need to people watch that bad. I almost got in a fight with people watching Gen Con. Yeah, that's not for me. Anyways,
you get in trouble. You get in trouble if you DDT a wizard on the street in Indianapolis.
Right. That found concrete, man. That's tough to sell.
You're gonna break his whole hat, man. One time, Jake Roberts DDT'd Mr. Fuji, and his hat stayed on. And my brother and I popped huge in our house.
Well, yeah, because that's what you pop huge for.
It's glued on.
His hat stayed on. I think it went on more, right? I think it was
probably just mashed it further onto his head. But anyways, if you want to crack wise on the LARPer community, and again, only in retaliation. I don't pick fights. I just settle them. Knights Hall Comic and Toy Show. That's happening in Livonia, Michigan, just outside of Detroit, this very Saturday, August 25th. Andrew Galgan, he's got my back. As an old man LARPer, good move. They absolutely should have. But yeah, that's all I needed to hear was, "Hey, sorry, man. Look, I get it. You're playing. You're having a good time.
You're not terribly athletic,
right? You're not gonna hit what you're throwing at most of the time. But you did tag me in the face when I was eating New York style pizza, and that sort of thing demands an apology. And it's not like I hit him. I just threw his little beanbag in the water.
You showed him some real magic. You made that beanbag disappear.
Absolutely. Yeah. I taught him a lesson in buoyancy and absorbency. Firefly says, I feel like DTing the genius Lanny Papa was kind of like DDTing a wizard. Yeah, fair enough.
Hey, what are you doing there, Jake the Snake? Stick that up your frisbee.
Right. Look, man, I'm all about you go out and you live your best life, but as soon as your best life smacks me in the face and you don't apologize, I have a problem.
Yeah.
Anyways. And that's not even a euphemism. Literally smacks me in the face,
Right.
and you don't apologize. I have a problem.
You cast Dispel Magic.
Yeah. I don't take figurative slaps across the face. That's not a thing.
No.
Right? That's not a thing. For all the times that we hear about bad creative being a slap in the face, no, it's not. It's really not. Everybody just needs to settle down at that point. But when something actually hits you in the face, that demands an apology.
Fair enough.
Anyways, moving on. Night Salt's Comic and Toy Show this Saturday, August 25th, Detroit, Michigan, in beautiful downtown scenic Livonia at the St. Mickey's KSC. Check it out. Jeff Butler, next year at Joe Fest, the official What's on Joe Mind beanbag.
With
You know
stars
what?
and sparkles on it.
Right. Look, if somebody wants to make beanbags, we will be happy to go and sell beanbags for charity. But as you saw with the stuff we were giving away and selling this year, with patches and with little chicken nugget in action figures, we can't make any of this on our own. We will happily undertake the collection process and distribution process. But so yeah, we are taking proposals for beanbags starting tonight. That email again, what's on joemind@gmail.com. Also this weekend, it's a loaded weekend, kids. If you're not going to a show this weekend, either you're at a wedding or somebody died, or I don't know, man. But there's so much of this community calendar is Saturday and Sunday of this week. It's crazy. But New Jersey CollectorCon happening 24th and 25th. I guess the 25th is Sunday. Anyways, free parking out at the Cherry Hill Holiday Inn in Cherry Hill, New Jersey, as all the great shows have. New Jersey CollectorCon really grown into one of the big shows in the Eastern Seaboard, especially for G.I. Joe. Sunday is their big G.I. Joe day. And as we showed you last week, they hand out door prizes all the time. And the main door prize, this Cobra Sea Carrier, customized by our very good friend of the program here, Kevin Watts. The planes and helicopters and stuff that you see on there, they're not included. It's just the carrier, but goddamn, folks, isn't that enough?
What? Just the carrier with a rib?
If you go to histank.com and get all the pictures, you can see a picture of Cobra Commander and Destro on the deck with little Captain Stubing hats on, and that's worth it right there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, be sure you get your name in if you head out to New Jersey CollectorCon this weekend at the Cherry Hill Embassy Suites. No, Cherry Hill Holiday Inn. Cherry Hill Holiday Inn in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. See the eyes. The eyes are bad, matching the brain. It's what happens when you get a hit with that lightning bolt.
Yeah,
right in the face.
Yeah,
it's just nice to see that Kevin is still in the community and doing big, cool customs like that. So.
And your eyes are failing you there because it's actually Cobra Commander and Captain Mike Rotunda up there. Yeah.
That brief period in his career when he wore the iron mask, is that when that is?
Yeah, it was right after he was a sea captain. So there's crossover.
Are you sure it's not the captain from Captain and Tennille?
Oh, that's a good idea.
I mean, that's what they're going for.
Or Captain Tennille from NXC or MXC.
Captain.
Let's go.
Or Charles Nelson Riley. Anyway.
Wait, I lost my glasses.
Roger, you're kind of on the East Coast. You going to this?
No, way too far north of me. That's what, like a 12-hour drive or something?
It's a long ways, but I figured I would ask.
Yeah.
I'm not here to put restrictions on your traveling, Roger.
There is a Tampa Bay Comicon this weekend, but the entry fee just to walk in the door is too expensive for me right now. So not a cheap show.
I forgot to put that in here, Roger. So where are you going to be this weekend?
Well, I'm going to attend this one, but Tampa Bay is this weekend. Tampa Bay Comicon. I think it's a 3-day show.
You told me about it, and I was so busy putting stuff in community calendar, I forgot about it.
That's okay. I do have I'll be at Joe Lanta in a few weeks, and a show called Iacon for a just outside of Tampa for a Transformer show in a few weeks. So
that's a good name.
One I actually told you about it.
That's a good name for a
It
Transformers convention.
Yeah,
Right.
And I think it's their first show. So I think it's also the first independent Transformer show in Florida. Because we have had TFCon, and way back in the day we had the regular BotCon. So
See, Cutthroat Comics, Mark, giving you some props there.
Woo!
Some delivery of pre-order deliveries on the Vanguard, or
Nice.
same-day delivery.
I mean, it wasn't just me, but I've been working hard.
Right. I just wanted to know, you caught guff for people because you didn't autograph things. So now
Right.
I'm going to give you the props too.
I appreciate that.
Cutthroat Comics is good people, clearly.
Absolutely. We appreciate that. I saw a friend of the program, friend of all, Bill Nedros, Vanguard went out today, and it was like in the middle of a cube stack on a pallet. And I didn't have a Sharpie. And I'm like, I don't know what I can't do anything to it. So I gave it the Megaforce thumb kiss.
Yeah, Bostwicked it.
Yeah, that's what I did. It got Bostwicked.
I'm just going to keep my idea to myself.
Fair enough.
sometimes that's for the best.
I can't top Bostwicking.
Yeah.
Bostwicking. I can't.
That's
I can't
probably
top it.
better. Bostwicking. It's a
So I'm
thing
just gonna
now.
stay within it.
Bostwicked.
All right.
The best thing about it is there's no level of sexual harassment involved with that because it doesn't involve any physical touching. You're
True.
supposed to be at a distance and just go. That's the move.
So, Mark, when can we expect you to start up BostwickCon?
That's not a bad idea, man. Bostwick Mania.
Finally, something to bring together all the fans of Rocky Horror Picture Show, Megaforce, and Spin City all in one show.
No offense to Mr. Bostwick, right? But he can't be that expensive to get to a show, right? Like, I might be able to pull this off. It might be on my front porch in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Just me and Barry Bostwick hanging out, blowing kisses to cars as they go by.
Just as a point of fact, I do have a Megaforce poster right over there.
Nice. Deeds not words.
That's right. The original movie poster right there.
I believe that was the theory behind the script too. Anyway,
Right.
That poster costs $29.99, or you can get two for $9.99.
Well, I got it free when I was a kid. So,
Oh, wow. So,
Is it like the cool theatrical one, like both sides? That's
well,
outstanding.
it might be a video release. No, I think it is a theatrical, but it's not a double-sided.
Oh,
Yeah,
then the
not-
value goes straight to the toilet.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
the toilet, but
Yeah.
the big time
It's
ones
like-
are the double printed, right? Printed on both sides. No.
Yeah, but I think that depends on how it's going to be displayed. You know?
Yeah, if you had a Megaforce double-sided, double print original theatrical poster, you wouldn't be bothering with a slime show like this. I mean, let's be honest.
I'd be finding myself a Megaforce podcast right now.
Right?
I think the fact that we're talking about it makes us a Megaforce podcast.
Could be.
I think
I
that's
thought-
how easy it is to clear that bar right now.
I thought we were more of a Police Academy, the animated series podcast.
No. We're coming up on that, though.
Fair enough.
Anyhow. As we completely degrade Roger's movie poster.
How many
Anyways,
shows? We're 2 shows into community calendar, right?
I think
And picking up steam.
New Jersey CollectorCon this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Cherry Hill Holiday Inn, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Free parking!
Nice.
And the kids get in for free. Hey, can you beat that? No, you can't. Can you get a shot at a custom Cobra Sea carrier? Yes, you do. Can you beat that? You still can't beat that. Just get yourself out if you're anywhere in the neighborhood. Get yourself to New Jersey. There's a reason to finally go. Anyhow, next up. Also happening this weekend on Sunday, the Fort Wayne Hobby and Collectible Show out at the Allen County Fairgrounds in northern Indiana. That is from 11 to 4. And check them out online. You can they do most of their work on Facebook. So log into Facebook, check out Fort Wayne Hobby and Collectible Show. You get all the details. This is another one that gets done 5 or 6 times a year. So they've got some recurring guests and cool features and food trucks, and the kids also get in free. The kids 12 and under are free. So just if you need a kid from a place that doesn't have hills, this is your chance right here. Matt Rubin says, free kids and a possible free Cobra carrier. Awesome. You can have the new kids carry the carrier home for you.
True enough.
Maybe. I don't know if I'd trust him with that, though.
Those are rickety. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to make a joke about the Marvel Legends because I see 2 Spider-Men there, and I'm wondering where the rest are. But there's 2 Hulks and 2 Iron Men and 2 Caps and 2 Thors and 2 Hawkeyes, maybe. There's a lot going on there.
I think we have comic versions and movie versions.
Cutthroat Comics is asking, which of you 4 guys is the biggest Megaforce fan? Probably Roger, because he's got the poster.
That's true. I've got the stream grid.
Yeah.
And I collect the diecast toys. So
yeah, he wins.
Definitely.
Yep.
There is, if you go back into our archives on the Podbean site, there is an episode where Gary, Justin, and I do a play along, a watch along soundtrack with Megaforce, where you give it the Mystery Science Theater treatment, and it worked out pretty well. So if you're really a Megaforce fan and you got that one fired up on your whatever streaming service of choice, go ahead and listen to Gary, Justin, and I give it the business.
We talked about it earlier this year in some detail, and I relayed the story that I was so pumped up for it from watching the one trailer. And I must have, when did it come out? Like 82, 81?
82. I think 82.
I was like 8, 9 years old when that came out, right? And my brother and I walked out of it because Mom didn't go in with us. Mike was 12, I was 9. So she's like, you go see it. I'll wait in the car. She saw, I don't know, Norma Ray or something at the same time. And I came out of it and she said, how was it? Mike and I looked at each other and both said, yeah, it kind of sucked. Even as a 9-year-old, I knew it was pretty much trash.
That is a 1982.
Oh, and at that point, I liked shows like Automan, right? Like,
Right.
I have a really high bar. But
Automan.
even I knew Megaforce was pretty much full of holes.
Oh God, Automan! I couldn't handle Automan when I was 10 when it came on. That was 85, I think.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
I remember seeing a commercial where Automan, pulls up to the hot blonde and then turns back into a guy and says to her as he walks past her, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm an 11. And I remember turning to my mother, who was watching TV with me at the time, and saying, do people talk like that? Is that what I have to look forward to? And she's like, no, people don't actually talk like that. You're fine.
It's just Desi Arnaz Jr.
No, it was Automan. It wasn't Desi.
Oh no, even worse.
Yeah. What wasn't even the guy related to the talented guy.
I'm still waiting. I've got that one, in the toolbox. I just haven't whipped that one out yet. The 11. Oh, someday.
Toy Bounty Hunter says, thank God Airwolf existed. I guess, comparatively speaking, sure.
Yeah.
It did have Ernest Borgnine.
It did have Ernest Borgnine.
I served him a club sandwich once.
That man does have an Oscar.
Yeah. And a club sandwich.
And a club sandwich.
Club sandwich.
From Sherry's South in Bend, Oregon. Nice.
I'm pretty certain he's done with the club sandwich by now.
Yeah, probably.
He's done with a lot of things by now.
Quick segue. I'll make this a super short story, but it was awesome. A guy wrote in and said, hey, I got my notification on my Vanguard, but the shipping tracking link doesn't work yet. What should I do? Thanks, Bill Thompson, Bend, Oregon. And I'm like, oh. So the response was, number 1, go to Richard's Donuts. Get yourself a chocolate Long John. Bring cash because Richard's doesn't take a card. Then drive up Pilot Butte and take a panoramic shot of Mount Bachelor and the Three Sisters. Then drive through Dandy's and get a strawberry shake before they're out of season, and pick up your comics from your pull box at Pegasus Books. All of which is legit Bend things to do. And then I said, and also you'll get a shipping notification email when it actually leaves. Just keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
You're welcome, and sent it. And the guy wrote back and he was like, dude, you blew my mind and made my morning. That's what I'm here to do, baby.
I'm just going to give this the first sentence because it's wonderful in its own way. Diana Davis notes that similar to Automan, the sewage line from my house to the street backed up today. Well, there you go.
He did back up, didn't he?
That is just like Automan. A sewage pipe backing up is Automan.
And that's what ABC executives thought. Yeah.
I mean, you know, Diana Davis is a dear friend, but that story's kind of shitty.
So, Mark, I'm pleased because after all the times that we sit through diners, drive-ins, and dives, and we see Guy Fieri pulling up on someplace in Bend, Oregon, which looks fantastic.
Yeah.
And you don't know what it is. But you're always crowing about this terrible taco shack.
Yeah.
It makes me feel better to know that you do know some of the local eateries in Bend, Oregon that are not chains.
Just the ones that have survived, right? Like I haven't lived there since '95, and Bend has grown quite a bit, much to the consternation of the locals. So I'm sure that there's all locals. Yeah, truly. So there's lots of new stuff that's great. I just don't know it that well, right? So I stick to I play the hits, right? The stuff that survived, and there ain't a lot of it. But yeah, hit up Richard's Donuts and Dandy's Drive-In when you're in Bend, Oregon, and Goodies, the candy shop downtown. I wouldn't steer you wrong.
I know I've been in Bend, Oregon back then, but I can't remember any of that stuff.
Oh,
I probably only passed through. So.
Yeah, it is kind of the speed bump on the way north or south.
Well, so, most of Oregon is, yeah. You have the southern border, Eugene, Portland. That's pretty much it.
and the Badlands out east. You don't go there.
It's a speed bump with a food scene. So
oh yeah, it's heaven on earth. Go visit. It's the hometown of Night Fox, for God's sake.
Also this Sunday, the Indiana Toy and Comic Expo. Hey, if you're not going to be in northern Indiana, head to southern Indiana. This is going to be at the Monroe County Convention Center in beautiful downtown Bloomington, Indiana. They're there from 10 to 4. $8 gets you in the door. Kids 12 and under, again, are rampant. So take one home. They're free. Get all the details at Indiana Toy and Comic Expo.com. You can tell Roger doesn't listen every week because the take a kid home gets him going every time. Every time. We have it. He's the one person connected to this show right now that is not completely bored to tears by the take a kid 12 and under joke.
Well, part of it is next to the Megaforce poster, I have 3 free kids.
Oh, there you go.
I pick one up at every show.
They're hired simply to hold up the Megaforce poster.
Right.
Yep. That's what they're there for. They're a tripod.
Human easel.
Hey, we got to work the Indiana Toy and Comic Expo once, and then the next year they told us we weren't a big enough deal anymore.
What?
Yeah, we were getting like 25,000 hits an episode at that time, and they told us we weren't a big enough deal. So, Bart asks, "Is there a statue there?" I don't know. Rob, is there anything outside of Assembly Hall?
No, I believe they do have a statue now of legendary Chancellor of the University, Herman B. Wells.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, he wrote The Time Machine.
Anything from Ernie Pyle? Anything?
I mean,
Ernie
he does have
Pyle
an entire
statue?
Building named after him, but
Right.
Yeah.
No statue though.
No statue on Ernie. Yeah.
There's a dorm complex out here at Bridgewater University that's legit called Scott Hall. That's awesome.
So do you go through it with your arms out all the time? Just
right. I just walk around and randomly go, "Hey yo."
Sir Neidhart asks, "When did it become normal just to take kids?" I went to jail when I was picking them up in my white van.
that was his mistake.
Right. That was
free.
Clearly a couple of years ago. I think everybody got busy during the pandemic, and now there's just way too many.
Yeah.
Just grab a kid, they're free. 12 and
As
under,
long as they're
free.
marked free. That's it. Safe.
A lot. If you have a receipt for a kid older than that, by all means. Anyways, this is going in a bad direction, so I'm going to stop now.
Moving on.
Jeff Butler says, make sure to get your Ernie pile of loot. Cutthroat Comics asks, do you guys remember the Bill Cosby superhero movie Leonard Part 6? No. We know of it, but it's been blocked out, so no. Dustin Jeffrey says you need to walk into Scott Hall and ask if they're ready to take a survey. Mark Weber.
Right. Another one for the bad guy.
Indiana Toy and Comic Expo happening this Sunday, August 25, Bloomington, Indiana. Be there or be a Boilermaker.
Mm-hmm.
Also happening on Sunday. You're around St. Louis, it's Toy Man. Back for the 19th time this year, but hey, Toy Man is awesome. $5 gets you in, $15 gets you in on early bird at 8 a.m. Again, kids 12 and under are free. They just run around, scamp around the hills down there. Just pick them up and go. Hug Dave Draper. Hug Dave Draper. Send us a pic and win a prize. That's legit. We will send you something out of the prize vault. Yep. If you get a consensual hug from Dave Draper with a picture. We don't want people, I mean, we're here to get Dave Draper some public love, but not some public love, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, come on. Don't get creepy with it.
Right? Ask first. Anyways, 2 stories of Machinist Hall will be filled with toy dealers from stuff going back all the way to the 30s and 40s. It's part toy show, part museum. You can't beat Toy Man. You're anywhere within a couple hours of St. Louis. Get yourself to Toy Man. It's worth the trip. Roger, you going to go to that one?
Don't plan on that one either. That's
Roger.
What, 18-hour Drive?
Roger.
What else you going to do? The Cardinals season is over.
Right?
Well, Rams play in L.A. You got nothing else to do in St. Louis.
Don't talk about the Rams in St. Louis. They'll turn on you.
They still mad?
They're still. Oh my God, they're still mad. That's it's part of why the I guess it's called the UFL now. But the Battlehawks are the biggest draw. The St. Louis Battlehawks are the biggest draw in that league because they're still so sore about losing their NFL team.
Are they mad about the Cardinals leaving? No. They got over that pretty quick.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, the Rams were pretty bad when they left. They had a good year, couple of good years, and then they were pretty piss rotten before they hit the door, and they were still showing up for them. So
I saw a picture on Facebook last night of the post-game high five between opponents, and it was an Oiler and a St. Louis or a Cleveland Brown. And it said, "Hey, fun fact: the Oilers won their division more recently than the Browns." By the way. The Oilers stopped playing in '96. Oh.
Yeah.
And we're not counting the Titans.
Take that, Cleveland.
Yeah. Diana Davis says, remember Turbo Teen worse than Automan. I disagree. Because nobody on Turbo Teen ever said, I'm an 11.
True.
Phil Donnelly says, they took the Rams from us. We just took them back. Let me correct you there, Phil. They took the Rams from you, won a Super Bowl, and then gave them back.
And then they won a Super Bowl again.
And they won a Super Bowl again afterwards, but it's the second one. It's not as special.
Didn't LA lose 2 football teams and didn't care?
Pretty much.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I think there might have been a third one just for kicks, but people just don't remember.
Dude, they could lose a basketball and a baseball team and they wouldn't care, right? Like, The
Seahawks, I remember, threatened once to move to L.A., and L.A.'s response was, whatever.
Yeah.
And so it kind of took the wind right out of those sails.
Right. Didn't, when they were in Oakland, did the Raiders owner threaten to move to Irwindale? Like, come on. That's the worst bluff ever.
It was Al Davis.
We're going to be the
Al
Irwindale,
Davis, the senile leader.
Irwindale Raiders. Sir.
Yeah, but Al Davis, I mean, if he's threatening to move him to Irwindale, he might actually move him to Irwindale.
Yeah, he was crazy enough to try it, right?
He may well. Works in Green Bay. That's just a big suburb.
He's not the crazy one, though. Have you seen his son? He pays for that haircut.
Yeah. Not much, I hope.
Redhead, too. No, dude, I read an article. He flies the guy in from like Palm Springs to cut his hair like that.
Oh, Jesus.
Like,
He couldn't just stick the bowl on his head himself?
Right? Like, that's the easiest thing to do.
That's disappointing, right?
Can you imagine just going in? I don't care being a millionaire or not, just going into a barber shop, sitting down and going, I want the Mo Howard, right? Like,
no. Give me the Pete Rose.
yeah, it is kind of rosy.
Anyways, Toy Man happening Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Bridgeton, Missouri, right outside, right by the airport in scenic St. Louis. Check it out. And then, of course, also this weekend, we got the Columbus Toy Show. Just because we're crisscrossing back and forth across the Midwest. Can you beat this? Columbus, Ohio, from 8 to 4, $15 gets you in the door. $20 for early bird. This is a huge show. Columbus Toy Show is gigantic. As much as we talk about Toy Man being 2 stories in the machinist hall, Columbus Toy Show is expansive. It's like a Death Star of toys. In the middle of Ohio, no less. What else is there in Ohio? There's old Kenner folks. That's all.
Pretty much.
And Barry Bostwick, apparently. Check that out.
Is it?
Really?
I can't
Where?
tell.
What? It's not him. But
yeah,
he
no,
is.
I'm seeing Daniel Logan, Jim Swearingen, Kim Simmons, Mark Austin. I'm not seeing Barry Bostwick.
Which one of them is in the Bostwick pose, though?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I can't tell. I mean, again, my eyes are pretty tired. I'd have to be like right up on the screen. I'm not doing
one of them.
I see Boba Fett armor. That's all I can tell you.
The folks at home don't need that much of a close up of my forehead. They get a feel for, like if they, I know that Mark and I both have big domes, but if people got that, I sit pretty far away from the screen, so it doesn't look like it necessarily on the show. So if I got really close to the camera, it would be really unsettling for people.
If somebody actually caused a problem at a show, we would have to do like the Wild Samoans double headbutt as our finisher.
That's our finisher.
It'd be incredible.
That's our 2-man finisher.
Yeah.
I know the 2-man finisher with Rob is the 3D.
Oh, now who holds and who jumps?
Oh, Rob's a jumper.
Okay. He's got the vertical.
Rob gets to do the cool Devon part.
He better be stronger than 80% Rob. It's like a 2D right now. Yeah.
2.5.
We'll get there.
2.5.
We'll get there. Now's the time for the bloodline to jump you.
Right. Well, I mean, that's basically why I'm the lifter in that one, because I've got core strength right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm on weight restriction.
And Rob's got hang time. So it works.
Sir Neidhart with the very valid question. Why is this show so aged against kids 10 and under? Totally shafting those 12-year-olds. Ohio state law. Kids at 10 to 12, they're old enough to work in the mines.
Yeah.
So they are not free. You do have to pay for them there. Otherwise, they hit the coal mines. Nobody's expecting me to throw out the mines.
Toiling away in the mines.
I think I got the lung, Dad.
Quiet and finish your gruel. Or Krusty Brand imitation gruel.
It's like that meme that made the run a little while ago. What's the most popular video game on earth right now is Minecraft. It's because the children long for the mines.
They were all born coal miners' sons and daughters.
So if you're within a couple hours of Columbus and you're not going to any one of the other 17 shows on August 25th, everybody's trying to get it in before kids go back to school. We are truly in the dog days of summer, truly getting close to the end of the run for summer 2024. Make sure you're at a toy show this weekend because otherwise, what were you doing?
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to get arrested as a suspect in a murder case because you'd be the only one. Matt Rubin says, my friend lives in Columbus and now neither of her kids are under 12. She's now stuck with them, much to her chagrin. No, she can send them to the mines.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or Ohio State. Same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. The Ohio
yearn
State.
for the mines.
Yeah, screw them.
Nah, I'm not giving them that.
You gotta go join the SEC.
I mean, really, is Ohio State public education that great that they get the in front of it? I don't know if I'd be bragging about that.
Yeah.
Of course, Indiana public schools are pretty crummy in their own rights, but collegiately speaking, this state's awesome. Indiana, Purdue, Notre Dame, even Ball State's a good school. Indiana State's one of the most renowned teachers' colleges in America.
Indiana has some pretty lousy public schools and low teacher qualifications. What say you, Rob?
Look, I work at one of the good ones.
Yeah, Rob actually works at the high school that is generally the one Indiana school in the top 50 in the country. He's at that one. So he gets to Rob gets to drop shade on damn near everybody.
The shining star, no matter who you are.
I can't do the soprano part to help you out.
No, me neither. That's why I left it for you. It was a setup. It was a setup, and it did not work.
But you can join me.
People really came in to hear us sing. That's true.
Even joking around like that. Now I got to take water out of the Roma cup.
Right? I almost got you.
Oh, wow.
And the viewer count declined.
Right. Actually, it went up a couple.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Must have thought it was Peter Brady walking in.
Right.
It's dancing. It wasn't singing. It was the dancing, I'm pretty sure.
Oh
Hey,
my
guess
God,
what,
still
Phil?
more shows.
We're finally outside of August. We are past this weekend, thank God. And finally, we're at the North Dallas Toy Show. That's happening September 7 from 9 to 2. $3 gets you in the door. Not a big show, but certainly a welcoming show in Plano, Texas at the Celebration Events Center. Get more info on Facebook or on their webpage, northdallasToyShow.wixsite.com/toys. I don't know what kind of toys they're selling /toys, but there it is.
Movie maniacs.
Probably.
Perhaps.
Funko Pops.
Roger, you going to be at this one?
That one, yeah, I'll be at that one.
All right, good.
That's only another 10-hour drive. Well,
There you go.
of course, I'm going to Jolanta. That's like an 8-hour drive. So
Right. I mean,
just the wrong direction.
So,
I
mean, in this one, you just hop in a boat. Don't you just go across the Gulf?
That'd probably be the easiest way. Yeah.
Take the short way. Isn't there a ferry?
Yeah, I think there is. Just keep driving straight.
Drive the car on a boat.
That's right. There's a bridge
One of
there
those boat
somewhere.
cars from the 50s.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, there was one of those in my neighborhood not too long ago. Guy down the street actually had one of those.
All right. Yeah. I thought those were just in Tex Avery cartoons.
They are real. So.
That's one of my
Superstar Cowboys wideout Miles Austin will be signing autographs.
I don't know if that's true, Mark.
Well, he'll be there. I don't know if he'll sign.
Is it? Did you check out?
No, I'm just trying to think what Flash in the Pan Cowboy might.
Oh, this is a $3 show. You got to go flashier in the pan than that.
Miles Austin,
like a backup fullback from the mid '80s, kind of like a guy who never got on the field because Moose Johnston was there.
Who was the Super Bowl MVP for the Raiders? Who picked Neil O'Donnell twice?
Larry Brown.
Larry Brown, and then signed with the Cowboys for a ton of money.
He did it with the Cowboys and then signed with the Raiders.
Oh, that was it. And he never had another pick in his entire life, I don't think.
He was barely good enough to play again after that. He was terrible.
Yeah, I remember that. Because picking Neil O'Donnell ain't exactly resume material.
When Neil O'Donnell retired, he was the guy with the lowest interception ratio in league history.
Not in Super Bowls.
Just not in that one Super Bowl.
Not that
Yeah.
game.
Larry Brown with the magnets in his hand.
Well, they were coming right at him. Rod Woodson tore his ACL in week 1, begged them not to put him on IR and end his year. Rehabbed all year and came back to play in that Super Bowl to watch Neil O'Donnell hand the ball off to Larry Brown twice.
What's important is you're not bitter.
Where was that Super Bowl? What city was it in?
I forget.
Phoenix. Where was I? Phoenix. So,
I was well aware of the events of that Super Bowl as I watched it with my friend Butch, a Pittsburgh Steeler fan himself.
was
He
I
was
at the
crushed.
game? No.
He was crushed. I had to buy several beers for my friend Butch after that.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
It was rough.
That's a tough one.
He
And
was
then
from
and then the Jets were like, "We're signing that guy."
Well, they are the
That's
Jets.
our guy right there. He can lose in heartbreaking fashion. That's our guy.
That Super
That is
Bowl's really only known for bad decisions afterwards. How much money can we dump on Larry Brown and Neil O'Donnell?
Also, September 7th, the Western Ohio Toy Show, because there isn't enough going on in Ohio, I guess. That's at the Preble County Fairgrounds Expo Center. $5 gets you in. $10 gets you in on early bird. 64,000 square feet. They got food trucks. They do charge for parking at this one because it is county fairground space. But you know, it's not their fault. They're not charging you any extra. It's just those bastards at Preble County taking all the parking money. But having driven to Ohio a couple of times in recent weeks, their roads are a lot better than ours are here in Indiana, so I'm not going to criticize how they collect taxes. But this is potential. If the gang at Roma makes it out to this one, we might make our way to Preble County and the Western Ohio Toy Show. I know that this show is Roma approved. And speaking of Roma approved, community calendar brought to you by Roma Collectibles, the toy store. Visit them on Upper Valley Pike in Springfield. They are closed Monday, Tuesday, of course, to gather up strength to make it through another episode of What's on Joe Mind. Open Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 7, Sunday, 12 to 5. They're always selling. They're always buying. Just bring your stuff on in. They'll pay you in cash. Just if you smoked it, just don't bring your stuff then. Just clean it first. Clean it first. That grime that collects on the toys, it's gross. Think about it. Just a little bit of cleaning, and it's all worth more on the other end too. So just
A light application of Dawn.
right.
I'm not sure they'd let me in at all because I'm smoking.
Well, I mean, you know,
Well, you are an 11.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
just remember if should you see our proprietors there, Mary Mercenary and Aaron Dietrich, do not look them directly in the eye. This only encourages them to fight.
wear a hat so you can do this. Oh.
There you go.
Hey, look, Matt
Poke a
Rubin,
pinhole in a piece of paper and
Matt Rubin was so traumatized by that Super Bowl, he changed Neil O'Donnell's name.
Well, I mean, he's a toy guy, so chances are he's not a big football guy anyway. But Neil McDonald there never wanted to watch Super Bowl with his dad again. Well, that's too bad.
Neil McDonald.
Give the man a break, Mark. Not everybody has taken that event as a soul scarring experience
Yeah.
to embitter their entire existence the way that you and one Edward Eugene Butch Owens III did.
Well, once the Steelers finally win one, I'll probably forgive Neil O'Donnell.
yeah. Yeah. I believe they won like what, 6 other ones they were in. So, you know.
Yeah,
Matt Rubin said he didn't care enough to remember his name, and that's fair.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
you give him power if you remember his name.
That's right. It's why That's why nobody knows my ex-wife's name,
Ooh.
except for Rob, and he's probably forgotten by now.
I was going to use a line from Stock Talk, but that might be too strong.
It was,
Oh, God.
it was Eudora, right?
I think. I don't know. I forgot.
Tell me Eudora.
And you mentioned Joe Lana, Roger. We got it on here just to get folks to get this one on the schedule. Make your travel plans now. That's going to be at the Gas South Convention Center in Duluth. I mistakenly gave the dates last episode as August 27th.
Uh-huh.
No.
It's not true.
September 27th to
Yeah.
29th. Joe Lanta is not running from Tuesday to Thursday.
3-day passes are available, but not for August 27th to the 29th.
And I made my hotel reservations based on your recommendation.
Oh,
Yeah, but you got a sweet deal because it's midweek.
Yeah.
right. You're paying half as much, Roger.
Mhm.
But, September 27th, 28th, and 29th. Roger, you're going to be there.
That one I'll go to. Yeah.
All right.
I got a table at that one. I'll be selling my books.
You need more details, head to joelanta.org. They will give you all of the specifics on Roger and whoever he's fighting for the heavyweight championship that night.
Mhm. Will I be there? No.
Ah.
But will Valiverse be there? 100%. Go get your stuff,
There you
That's
go.
another
No more.
weekend for you to run around with no pants.
basically, right? I wear the pants. I just wear them around my head.
Incidentally, I plan on doing the same
Like
thing.
big bunny ears.
Yeah, no. I throw them back to pretend like I'm singing for Jabba.
You
You're
do
going to
the
end up in a
dance too?
Rancor pit. Don't do that.
You say fall into the Rancor pit like it's a bad thing. Come on now.
So make your travel
bones. They can't even give away.
Make your travel plans now. Everybody can fly to Atlanta. Good Lord, it's all the town is half airport. Get yourself to the Gas South Convention Center in Duluth. You won't be sorry. You get to see Roger. He'll give you a big hug.
If you want one. Got to ask first, though.
All right, fair enough. Suppose that's fair.
I guess.
Was anyway. Oh, I went too far. There, stop it. Okay, there we go. That's it for community calendar. Good Lord, that just goes. We're an hour in.
10:08. Of course, I started the show with an unadvertised 10-minute story, but that's okay.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Again, really that's the charm of community calendar at this point. The charm.
Yeah, it's the gift that keeps on never ending.
It's our energy.
And remember, if you've got a show you want us to showcase on community calendar, that's the email right there. What's on joemind@gmail.com. We'll get it on there, provided it's. I know some of you have sent some in that I didn't get on. It's because they happen in like November. Relax. We'll get them as they get closer. The thing already takes an hour. I'm not going to get it on for like 20 weeks in advance. But if you've got any kind of correspondence you want for the show, what's on Joe Mind at gmail.com, whether that's a show for community calendar, whether that's a letter that you've got some questions you want us to answer or talk about. You got some photos of stuff that you've either customized or you got at a show or you just want to show off to us, whatever. We find time for just about all that stuff. Just remember that we do reserve the right to edit as we see fit for public consumption. We don't want to put anything on the air that's going to demonetize what little money we make. I showed Rob when it came in, but the Facebook people, the Meta people, $8 last month.
Nice.
We're rolling in it.
We're gonna hit double digits before you know it.
We
Mark-
blew it on a large blizzard.
Right. Just one, though. Just one. Can't
Yeah,
afford
wouldn't
two.
do us good.
I did like two smalls, maybe if I chipped in for tax, but I wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Beats the whole purpose of the thing. Sir Neidhart says, "How about if I have photos of your mother?" Well, good luck with that. She's been gone for a while.
Oh,
Right.
humor attempt.
Yeah, that's not going to so much make me mad as just get a lot of unnecessary attention from your local authorities. Make sure to pick up Destro 3 and Real American Hero 309 this week. Yeah, we're gonna do the news, man. Relax. Relax.
Anyway, Destro 3 or is it Destro 4 coming out?
I don't know.
It's one of them.
I think it's 3.
Is it Destro 3D? Does it come with glasses? That'd be awesome.
Destro just popping out.
I'm the first marketing guy to think of that ever.
Oh, yeah, it is 3. Okay.
It's time for the news. We're talking so long, people forgot we're a news show. First news item.
Get that back scratch going. There we go.
Yeah, right.
Ain't nobody else doing it.
A cat, lazy bastard. He's sleeping somewhere else.
Colin, you got 18 fingers. Get over here.
From G.I. Joe icon Larry Hama, his original project, Mounties vs. Werewolves, is now live on Kickstarter. Be sure to head over to Kickstarter. Check that one out. Racktime Rob.
Yes.
You were given some homework to cover this news as our senior comic book correspondent. Give us more of the skinny on Mounties versus Werewolves.
All right. Well, Mounties versus Werewolves, plugging along quite nicely on its efforts, by the way. Basically brand new from Larry Hama and Guy Dorian Sr. Not only that, you know who's inking this book? Sal Buscema.
Nice.
Wow.
Marvel legend Sal Buscema.
Getting in there. The Wayback Machine.
Yeah. Basically, we have this mustachio gentleman right there. I forget his name. Let me look it up. Pulling the info up now.
His name is Agent A, eh?
Yeah. Dudley Do Right. And
Yep.
all right, the story. In 1922, David Lawrence, that's our mustache guy, a veteran of the Great War in France and a deputy inspector in the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, is assigned to a remote outpost in northern Alberta. The quiet posting he had been expected turns out to be anything but. The small ragtag unit he commands is actually a top-secret sub-agency whose mission is to kill werewolves and prevent them from spreading south to prey on larger settlements and population centers.
Jeff Butler wants us to know that Sal Buscema is 88 years old.
God damn.
And
awesome.
You know what? If that picture that they show of him on the Facebook, on the Kickstarter is current, he's looking pretty good.
Boy, Sal.
As our grandmother said to me on her 90th birthday, when I said, "Hey, you're looking good for 90, Grandma," Grandma shot back with, "When you're 90, you look good if you get out of bed. You always look good when you're 90." I have a feeling that also applies at 88. Anyways, head over to Kickstarter, search for it, Mounties versus Werewolves, pull it right up there. Let's help Larry out. He explained at length on his Facebook. He doesn't get a whole lot of royalties on the stuff that we know him for. Very little on G.I. Joe. Nothing on the rest of his Marvel work, including his Wolverine run. So, Larry's got to keep creating. There's no retirement plan in the comic business. If you're interested at all, head on to Kickstarter. Help our man out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've been reading up. This actually sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
It's Larry.
I mean, not that there'd be much doubt with who's working on it, but
Larry made Raptor legitimate. Larry made Dr. Mindbender legitimate.
And I made Raptor awesome.
Well,
just say it.
Right. Or
did
I mean,
Raptor
really,
make you awesome?
Absorbvids made Rapcho awesome. You just gave him a brutal chest cut.
Yeah, but somebody put me on the cover of the box, right? Last week. That was good stuff. I'm just saying. Raptor never looked so good. Now I haven't either. So that's why the crossover works.
Next news item.
Poutine.
Hey, it's check it out. There's a Hasbro Pulse thing going on. Has anybody heard about this?
What's that?
Not aware of.
Oh yeah, this is buy 3 patches, get a plane, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
But the HasLab Cobra Rattler is long since funded. It crossed that threshold about 8 hours in. Yeah, so go ahead and pledge with confidence, as they say. Currently at 14,000 plus backers. Ragtime Rob, we got an exact figure on that one?
14,169.
There you go. 14,169.
What am I laughing at?
And what happens at 14,000?
Hey, look, the Rattler Gunner unlocked. How about that? See, he's got his cool little unlocked green graphic at the bottom of the screen now. No more that ugly red lock. No, Bob. Your Rattler is full to capacity.
Yeah.
That plane is designed as you, if you'll remember from the old comic cartoons, 1 pilot, 1 gunner, and 3 patches. That is full load. The full load. But Cobra Gunner in the books, which means that we've got the Baroness left at 18,000. The fact that we're at 14,000 with 3 weeks to go says that it's as close to a slam dunk as you can get, right? There's going to be a bump that takes this. If nothing else, that bump at the end is going to take this well past 18,000. So I'm not sweating this one at all. We're only we'll call it potential simply because it's not in the bag yet. But this one it's probably going to be in the bag. Mark Weber, you got any thoughts?
I mean, there's a ton of people like me who are gonna get it, but just haven't put in yet. So yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we're not really going out on a limb to go any expensive Kickstarter. Usually has a big spike, then a big valley, and then a big spike at the end. So I hope we get the Baroness and her skinny knees. I like me a girl with skinny knees. Yeah.
Well, good. I don't know how else to react to that, Mark. I don't know what else to say there. Good. Good.
Take her out to a date at the picture show.
Right. Some people like girls with an hourglass figure. I like a girl with hourglass legs. Yeah.
Roger, you in on this campaign here? You gonna get yourself a Rattler?
I don't have space for a Rattler. I mean,
that doesn't.
No, but the wings fold up, man.
Right, that doesn't stop anything. Come on now.
Multiple square feet. I don't have room for that kind of stuff.
Hang it in front of the Megaforce poster.
Well,
Right?
yeah, of course. But
Yeah,
yeah,
you can have it bursting through.
then it'll ruin the poster.
Will it?
Yeah. Kind of with Rob on that one.
Yeah.
Ragtime Rob, what do you think?
Think about what?
I don't know.
Ruining my poster.
Right. I'm in favor of it.
I told you what I thought of the poster.
Yeah, in Rob's world, that's not ruining, Roger. I hate to break it to you. Any thoughts on the Rattler campaign, Rob?
Oh yeah, I am. I'm looking forward to paying off enough medical bills to afford this.
See, that's the camp I'm in. That's where I'm at.
Right. We're 3 weeks out yet. We're just not going to be that excited about it yet. But
325 isn't just an impulse buy, right? Like
No.
cool as it is, right? I gotta juggle some stuff around. The way I figure it though, because I'm an opener, I'll get it and I'll make at least half the money back selling the patches. So
At least that.
Well, there you go.
Oh yeah.
That sounds like a sound investment, Mark.
You can't get them anywhere else, man.
those are hot collector patches.
Oh yeah.
Maybe if you sign them,
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
package them with a Mad Marauders barbecue.
Right?
So check out the campaign. It is live now at HasbroPulse.com in case you've been living under a rock. The price on that one, $324.99. $99. Again, I promise we'll get more excited as we get closer to the end, but there's still about 3 weeks to go on this bad boy, so we got a ways to go. Next news item. I got to make sure I go to the right panel here. There we go. Hey, it's time to talk a little comics. Skybound Comics, starting tomorrow, has Destro number 3 on the shelves. I've already gotten a voicemail from my local comic shop telling me to pick it up within 2 weeks or they'll drive to my house and beat me.
They love you. They love you so.
They really do. The people that work there, like the rank and file, they actually do. Because I speak openly about how I dislike their manager.
And they can't.
So I do this at times when he is in the shop in the back with the door to the office open and he does not come out and challenge me. So I think they like this.
So this is why they don't play the live stream and the show.
Do you kick the door open and just announce, Daddy's home?
I'm only there about once a month. Racktime Rob has been picking up my books for me because chances are I'm going to forget. But he goes after work, whereas the hours that I work are the same hours that they're open. So it makes it a little bit tough. But yeah, Destro, we saw at the end of issue 2, Destro is in a bit of a skirmish with Chameleon. So this one's, I think this has been a pretty good series so far. Racktime Rob, you're our comic specialist. What do you think of Destro so far?
I am liking Destro. I am enjoying the little interplay in between the twins and Destro and how they're being politely, completely uncivil to each other. Oh, you do know I'm going to destroy you, right? Of course, but yeah.
Well, it's civil.
Yeah,
it's just hatred.
Yeah, it's just thieving. Yeah, it's like Prime Minister's questions. It's great.
Roger, you've been reading the books?
I don't have a local comic shop, so
oh my God, Roger.
I'm not anywhere near a comic shop that has actual new stock, so I'll probably get them in the trades. But
Roger.
I know I write books on comics, and I'm not reading current comics.
What? I mean, it has Florida descended that far into being the Badlands?
I'm just in that entire. I'm right at the edge of the biggest retirement community, so there's just no comic shops in the area. I chose
a swampy, low-hanging, useless pustule.
Yeah. The local comic shop we have doesn't carry new comics at all, and other than that, it's about 30 miles in any direction to find a comic shop, and I just don't go out that often.
Hey, you can get yourself a mail-in service.
Yeah.
The local shop just sells back issues, and that's it.
Yeah, they do not carry new comics.
So what do they sell to actually make money?
I think he mostly does baseball cards online. I think that's his main thing.
It would have to be.
Yeah.
Back issues is no way to do business.
And of course, being Florida, meth.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
a given.
Right.
Yeah.
So. Right. I mean, I know Roger has to take his Mad Max car to get groceries, but I didn't think it was quite that bad yet.
Not quite yet. No.
Good gravy, man. Mark,
Roger,
what do you think,
rules
Mark?
Roger rules barter found. Yeah.
When it needs to be ruled, anyway.
That's fair.
Right. He's got his Master Blaster guy that he sits on his back when he has to.
Right. It's underneath it should say Roger Tapp, Lord Humongous. That's nice.
I mean, for everybody who hasn't met Roger, he's like 6'6", so it's not far off.
I mean, I didn't just give him that title.
Roger, you are not 6'2".
I am actually.
No, I am 6 foot and like half an inch.
Yeah.
You are taller than 6'2".
You get the hair too, so that gives you a little bit.
That's true.
In a way that I don't. Yeah.
Roger Taft is 7'3".
Right. And
that's more accurate.
He's tag team partners with Bill Brasky.
Roger Taft is the son of a bitch.
He once ate a whole car. and pooped out a radiator fully formed.
Yeah, I had to talk to my doctor about that, but it did
Yeah.
happen.
That's
million to one shot, Doc.
right. You got to be careful about stuff like that as we get older.
We do.
But I like this episode because I'm still the youngest guy in the show.
Yeah, see.
Anyways, Mark Weber, what do you think of Destro?
Destro's working for me, but this cover art's spooking me because his head is way too flat. Right? You could play chess on that head. It's a problem, man.
I mean, maybe he's got some kind of padding inside there that makes that shape kind of weird.
Well, and that's the deal, right? I don't really care, how you want to write Destro. If it's some kind of malleable nanotech metal covering to a face so he can emote, that's fine. Or if it's an actual clamp-on metal mask, that's fine too. But either way, that's squeezing his brain, man. Just saying.
He's got Karloff's makeup on there.
Plus, you shouldn't hit girls. Be a gentleman. Come on.
I mean,
Well, she is trying to stab him.
Yeah, she did shoot at him first, and is trying to hit him.
I suppose that's fair.
I mean, let's.
And maybe
I like to think of myself as a gentleman, but suffice to say, if a young lady pulled a knife on me, bets are off.
No, young lady in fishnets. What a hussy! I'm just saying,
right? That's not so much fishnets as it is, sequined padding.
Fair enough.
Right?
Well, maybe that's what Destro wants from her. It's some padding to put in that flat ass helmet.
Right. Maybe that's the fight there.
Could be.
But I like that there has not been a single issue of the Skybound Universe G.I. Joe books that I've been disappointed with. They've all been good, every single one of them. I can't even say that about the Transformers books anymore because I need them to get into second gear already. But they're still pretty good. They're just not as good as the G.I. Joe books.
Yeah.
You're agreeing with me, Roger. You haven't read a damn one of them.
That's what I've heard.
Oh, that's what you've heard.
Word on the street.
That's the water cooler talk.
He's out.
Oh, he's done.
Oh my God! Now what are we gonna do?
I'm sorry, I agreed with you.
Right?
How dare you, sir?
You pander to me.
Anyways, writing on this one by Dan Waters, pencils by Andre Bresson, and colors by Adriano Lucas. Rated F for fighting. And again, that one hits tomorrow.
I believe Dan Waters is slated to take over Nightwing in a couple months.
Well, he better be done with Destro first, damn it. I have a feeling that one's been in the can for a while.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But I think it is. I think it does come out the same month as the last issue with Destro. So yeah, he will.
Yeah. Yeah. Also tomorrow, G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero 309. Of course, written by the Godfather Larry Hama, pencils by Tony Cordos, and Paul Pelletier, and colors by Francesco Segala. This one rated S for swords. Rack time, Rob.
Yes.
Your thoughts?
2 swords on Snake Eyes because, to quote Worf, swords are fun.
Meant more about the Real American Hero book at large.
I really like the direction it's been going since Skybound's been carrying it. I really think it was a kind of a creative shot in the arm, and there's a life in that book. That wasn't there. For a little while before.
Towards the end of the end of the IDW run was starting to fall a little flat.
Yeah.
I won't ask Roger. Roger's a bum, can't drive to the next town over.
I will say a few shows ago, Tony Cordos was there, and I bought an issue from him because I had him sign it right there on the spot.
Did you like it?
I did. Good stuff. But it was nice randomly running into him because I had no idea he was at the show. He wasn't even advertised, but there he was. So.
All right, we're getting word from Diana that Kordos is the inker.
Okay, great.
Oh, did I say, well, it says pencils here.
I got him on pencils, but he is inking over pencils, so I'm still taking a victory on that one. Mark Weber.
Yeah. Dude, I'm a sucker for anything with right-handed Scarlet on the cover, right? I like that Snake Eyes is such a badass. He's in full stealth mode and goes, "What the hell? I'll just carry a bright gold scimitar with me because I'm Snake Eyes." That's a solid one.
Not only that, I mean, now in the new clone body, he's going to tell you about it.
Right? Yeah. It's like he found the power-up weapon in GoldenEye or something, right? Like, right. I got the gold sword. Now I'm really going to whip ass. Yeah.
He hit the brick with the question mark on it.
That was it.
And
Goltar and his golden lance.
Instead of a mushroom, it's a big golden sword.
That's it. Now he's going to Bowser's castle to fuck shit up, baby.
I have a feeling it's more of a regular colored sword, and we're just seeing like the reflection of the fire and explosions and things like that. Or perhaps he's standing near Barry Bostwick in his gold lame from Megaforce. Right. And it's reflecting off of him. But
again, swords are fun.
Yeah,
right.
Fair enough.
I mean, this one is rated S for swords. That's clearly what they're going for.
Absolutely.
It's tough to talk story when we're actively trying to avoid spoilers the way we do. We don't want to ruin anything for anybody.
Rated S for spoilers. Yeah. It's going to be a good show.
So I always feel dumb when we come up on the comic segment because we really don't talk about the comics themselves. We used to have a show like that, but that guy doesn't want to do a show anymore.
This guy's tired.
I want to hear about tired. Anyways,
I think if you wanted more rack time, you should have leaned on Rob back before school started in February. Right. Yeah.
Well, we tried.
Yeah. I was busy trying not to die.
Greg Augustin said, "Aren't those Arabian Night swords rather than katanas?" No, I think that's just a little artistic.
Yeah.
Artistic license.
Yeah. And that Snake Eyes version 2 figure came with something more like that anyway.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to nitpick a cover unless Scarlet's shooting left-handed.
We know.
We know.
Well, I don't need you to know.
My God, we know.
I need them to know. Yeah.
Right. My mute button knows. Also from Skybound coming up on the 28th, that's a week from tomorrow, Void Rivals number 12, which means we're only one issue away from Pythona showing up in issue 13.
It's a good book. If you're not reading Void Rivals, it's a good companion piece.
It's funny to me how Void Rivals was set up to be like the main title.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the one that has quickly found its way to the back of the line. I feel bad because clearly they put work into this book the same way they put work into any of the other ones, but it's getting outshone by, of all things, G.I. Joe and Transformers. So I kind of get how it gets lost in the shuffle a little bit.
And that's the one that Kirkman's actually writing.
Right. Right.
But it does have Springer.
It does. Well, it did. I don't know if it's going to continue to. But Void Rivals supporting cast seems to be cycling through.
Yeah, Gears will save it.
No, Gears is dead, isn't he?
Is he?
I don't think so. I don't know if Gears has showed up yet.
I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Huffer.
Yeah,
Huffer's dead.
I think Gears is one of those guys who's like kind of in a pile of broken parts in the back waiting to get fixed.
Mm-hmm. They'll fix him last because he's kind of worthless and cranky.
Because he's Gears,
Yeah,
nobody's asking for him. So
Gears.
why would you?
I mean, let's face it. They offed him in issue 3 of the Marvel book.
Did they?
For the most part.
I thought he was the one that survived.
No, Shockwave killed them all in issue 14. He wrote it on the wall.
No, that was 5.
That was 5.
Was it 5?
Yeah.
At the end of 4, he blasts them, and issue 5 basically is just a collection of broken Autobots.
Like my toy chest.
Right. Like the bottom of Derek's school bag.
Pretty much. I think I got that around here somewhere.
The shattered remains of I would say once proud toy, but it was G1 Megatron, and that was a piece of crap.
Yeah, it was never that proud. It was a good pistol.
Yeah, it's a good pistol.
Yeah.
Not much of a robot, though.
I mean, Napoleon Solo looked cool with it, but
Nah, that's not it. Bummer. I thought it was within reach. It's not.
Next news item.
Do.
Hey, looks like that's it for the news. Remember to check out the G.I. Joe 3D printing podcast. As you can listen to Mark, Mike, and Archwan talk all about Chunky Tank Kitty and probably some projects that they're actually working on too. But hey, we can use Chunky Tank Kitty to sell them over there.
Yeah.
They just recently finished episode 28. That is available to you here on the YouTube. So be sure to check them out at your leisure once we're done here this evening. I got to play the news thing. Here we go. We'll be right back after a quick message for our wonderful friends and sponsors at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
Well, that's it. There's nothing else to talk about. Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have a good
Oh,
Wait, no. We got one last bit. Oh, once Roger unfreezes, there we go. Maybe that was just on my screen, but I
No, I had it.
Yeah, he was blurry and he was like a picture of a Sasquatch, just kind of halfway in frame, and
that's mostly what I'm a picture of.
right. I mean, even now that your picture is settled, it's a little Sasquatchy. But so, anyways, as I said at the top of the show,
yeah,
I reached out to Roger because I had some stuff happen this weekend. I shouldn't say I make it sound. I was busy. So I didn't get to put as much time into planning and prep as I thought, but I figured, hey, the three of us went solo last week. I got to get some of the old crew in to, touch base after Joe Fest and make sure that they still got their projects going. Let's see if Roger's available. And it turns out Roger had a project.
Yeah. As it happens.
Right. Yeah. Who knew?
Ooh.
My project sense was tingling.
Were you bitten by a radioactive project at one time?
I clearly must have been. It must have snuck up on me when I was snapping wise at LARPers at the comic show.
He had a paper cut from a radioactive comic guide.
Or a beanbag.
Easily. But yeah, that's...
Roger, what is the G.I. Joe Transformer comic checklist?
It is the next book in the After Action Report series. The checklists at the back of the books that have been in the first couple basically expands on those, adds a bunch of articles, adds the Transformers through the same basic run. If we get to I think it's $25,000, we're going to add another 30 pages, which will catch us up on the IDW Transformers. Because we do the crossover part, the Hasbro Universe Revolution stuff, but we don't. Yeah, currently we don't have the rest of the IDW Transformers. But if we reach the stretch goal for that, we will add 30 pages and include those in the checklist. And basically, this is a complete book all in one place. You don't have to have the separate checklists, and it covers most everything. And you can use it the way our checklists were intended in the first place. Adds a couple of articles, history of the direct market versus newsstand, and what was the other one? I forget what the other one is. I think it was one that Josh just added. So, but it's constantly evolving, and we're 2 weeks into the Kickstarter. We're shooting for an $8,000 goal for funding, and we are all already just past that. 2 weeks in, halfway funded.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, halfway funded at 2 weeks, and that's pretty normal for our Kickstarters. So we fully expect this one to make it across the line.
Yeah, you guys seem to have a knack for figuring out what that sweet spot is.
Yeah,
on the total you need.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we hit it on a pretty easy basis. Yeah.
Is that because you and Josh pay yourselves in gruel?
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't actually make any money off of this. We basically just get it across the line and get enough to continue it going, essentially. So.
But I hope you get the name brand gruel and not the imitation gruel.
No, we do get the Krusty brand gruel.
Hey,
4 out of 5 orphans can't tell the difference.
That's true.
right?
Yeah.
Kirkland gruel.
Kirkland gruel. That's the good gruel.
That's the good gruel. Great
Oh, is
value
it?
gruel. That's the one you got to
Oh,
look out for.
okay. Fair enough.
Man, Costco brand? Costco brand's awesome.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
That's good gruel at Costco.
Yeah.
Let's not just throw softballs because Roger's our friend. Roger, I'm here to tell it like it is and ask the tough questions.
Okay.
How do you expect this thing to fund without any patches involved?
Actually, our stretch goals will be patches.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure.
No, I don't think we'll have any fun. Well, there he goes. Bart asked it.
Yep. Bart's out. No patches. Gone.
Might come with a dog tag. Most of ours come with dog tags, but no patches.
Jason Rose wants patches.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe our next one we'll do patches, but right now we're not doing any patches.
We don't do a book of patches.
Actually,
the fun without having to sink to that level.
Eventually we will do a merchandise book, and they will have patches in the merchandise book.
We're talking.
So
I mean,
maybe one will come with patches.
We did just collect money for charity selling patches, so
That's right.
I'm not going to badmouth patches, especially
patches are good.
The sweet Staff Sergeant C-Nugs patch that Patch Czar made for us back at Joe Fest. If you want one, you're too late. They're sold out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I missed out on that one. So.
Yeah, I bet you want a vintage Starduster too, and a Creator Cobra. Guess what? We don't got those neither.
We don't have those, but I'm sure he does.
Goldhead Steel Brigade, fresh out.
Hit up Patch Czar on Facebook. He'll find him for you. He's got patches. He's the patch.
I'm not trying to speak poorly of patches, and certainly not out of Patch Czar, but it's the execution.
I'm just saying. What would anybody be complaining if there was a Staff Sergeant C-Nugs patch as a stretch goal in the Rattler? I don't think so.
Yeah, probably not.
That's a good call. So let me. Hey, I know
He's
somebody.
Popular, you know.
I know somebody. Let me make a call.
I just want to see now a Staff Sergeant C-Nugs with an old timey aviator helmet and goggles.
That'll work.
Well, Absorb Vids, you have your
mission
goal. Yeah, that
now
you know
right after the Baroness gets fun.
Now you know what it takes.
Yes. So.
We always have good ideas. They're just rarely on the air. Yeah.
So Roger, the last time we saw you and Josh, we were at Joe Fest in Augusta, Georgia, about a month ago.
That we were.
What?
Uh-oh.
There we go.
That was rough.
Wrong
That band brought to you by Randy Orton.
Right. My bad.
Yeah.
But so what's gone on? How'd you do at the show? And what new developments since then?
Yeah. It was one of our better shows. We sold quite a few books at that show. Had a good time hanging out with Josh Blaylock and him introducing his or teasing his Disavowed book. So that was fun. And I think he's doing a Kickstarter on that right now. I'm not paying too much attention on other people's projects, but
you got your own, man.
Yeah, working on our own stuff. But
you don't read comics.
Yeah.
That's outlawed in your town, like dancing
is.
in the Footloose town.
It is very much a Footloose town against comics.
Reading in general is done in Florida.
Right? Yeah.
You
Florida's not
need
about the
more teeth
reading.
for that.
John Lithgow showed up and threw all the comics in a fire.
Man.
They used to do that in the 50s.
Yeah,
Well,
they did. In fact, the ash pile from the 50s is still burning here in Leesburg.
right.
So if you drop your Snake Eyes figure into it, you can have an ash pile Snake Eyes that nobody
you can.
wants.
That's
Brought to you by Super 7.
No, main thing is that let's see.
Andrew
main
Galgan
thing-
just wants to note that what we really need is a Staff Sergeant CNUG sticker sheet, multiple sizes to put on 3 3/4 and 1/12 and 1/6 figures and vehicles. That's a wonderful idea. I just wanted to get it on screen because, again, we don't actually do these things. Other people do these things, and then we just help distribute and get the word out.
There you go.
So we have talented friends. Our talent is sitting around and talking about stuff,
Yeah.
which,
Yeah.
you know, that's questionable talent to begin with.
Yeah.
So,
Just ask Ed Sullivan. Yeah.
right.
But stickers to go on your Trapper Keeper and your OPC folders,
Or your
just in
vamp.
time for back to school, and your vans.
No, on your vamp.
Oh, vamp?
Yeah.
Or your Vanguard.
Yeah, or upgrade to a Vanguard.
Or your Vanguard.
Ah,
You can't upgrade from a vamp. That's already
bought and paid for, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Roger will fight you on that one.
that's true.
But I'm sorry, Roger. You were talking about your Joe Fest experience and post Joe Fest experience.
Post Joe Fest, it is much like pre Joe Fest, which is trying to get our books back in printed and back on the way. It's just been an uphill battle. Rising Sun, our publisher, has been trying to get the printer to actually get everything printed and on the boats for us. The printers, of course, want to do their own thing in their own way in their own time. But we have made some progress. We're supposed to be getting the first shipment in, well, I should say in the air soon, but we don't know exactly when. We just know soon. But 8 months ago, it was soon too. So
It wasn't as soon, though.
yeah, now it's imminent, I would say. So.
Sooner.
But yeah, for those that don't know, the gist of it is that the books are, well, our personal first mistake was we bundled 3 books together for shipment. They just were coming together as 3 separate projects all at the same time. Made sense to have them all printed and shipped at the same time. Unfortunately, that meant a delay for one was a delay for all 3.
Mm.
And anything that held up one was going to hold up all 3. After that, it was just in the hands of fate, and every little thing that happened to all 3 books and delayed all 3 books. And then once they actually got shipped and arrived in America, the shipment just got lost. The shipping company that it went through just misplaced it somehow. We heard that it went to Ohio and or Brooklyn, and we tracked down the company that was supposed to be getting that shipment because they got other stuff in that shipment. Apparently ours was on the same truck. We talked to a shipping manager at that company, and he wasn't able to track down anything for us. So that didn't help, but in the meantime, the insurance has covered everything, or at least should be covering everything. I don't know if those negotiations are still ongoing, but insurance takes care of it. It gets reprinted, it gets reshipped. It just means more time. I hate to say it, and you know we've been under a lot of stress through this whole thing. We will get the books, and that's it. We just got to wait it out.
Right. So just we ask for everyone's continued patience.
Yes.
And we wish that they don't ship it to Brooklyn, Ohio again.
That's correct.
That's hard to find, man.
That is, yeah.
That's
It's like the
that's
Ford
out of
Toyotas they make there.
the far west side of
That's
Ohio.
not even
Right?
Brooklyn.
Right.
Everybody knows.
It's actually called the Brooklyn, Ohio. Yes.
The
Yeah, and the
Brooklyn,
stupid thing is-
the Ohio.
The stupid thing is they were supposed to be delivered in LA where they landed. So why did they go anywhere else?
Oh, man. It was like they were doing that slingshot around the moon in
Yeah.
sci-fi movies to, yeah.
Like,
get
oh,
that
we got to get these back to
gravitational whip.
China by way of Brooklyn.
Mhm. Nice.
So
Mm.
Anyway,
It might have been quicker though, because I hear the 405 is jammed.
Could have been.
We almost got out without that.
Right. Right.
They could have just taken 10 all the way to Florida. I could have met them in Jacksonville. That would have been fine.
That's a long haul.
That is.
But anyhow,
at any rate, we're making progress. They will become. Right now, we have no reason to believe they won't ship. It's just taking forever to get all the ducks back in a row and get everything reprinted and get everything reshipped. But a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but not a lot to just tell people. It's just we're waiting. That's, there's not much more we can say other than it's going to take a little while longer.
Right. It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah. So, unfortunately, I think from a backer point of view, a lot of people forget what they backed. So when it does show up, it's just a surprise.
Nice books.
It's a present.
I didn't remember buying these, but great. So
It's a present.
So while we're at it, Roger, we're getting kind of close to the end of the program here.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and give us some shout outs as well?
Well, shout out to my partners Josh Egeben and Craig Augustin, and shout out to Rising Sun for helping us if they ever help us, if they ever get it across the line. It's been stressful for all of us. I hope we come to a conclusion. I think that's it. And a shout out to all the backers that have stuck with us in the meantime, and we'll come through for you. It just takes time. I know I've said time quite a bit this time.
And I it got stuck on you for a second there.
Yeah,
I was trying to run that hotel Wi-Fi again.
Time.
Rack time, Rob.
Yes.
Shout out.
Shout out to the studio audience for making it through an hour of a community calendar.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the 15 minutes we had for the rest of the show.
Yeah, your endurance is legendary.
Community calendar is the flavor of it. It's the broth of this soup, damn it. It's what holds everything else together.
I'd like to send my soup back. It has a fly in it.
So that's it, Rob? Just one shout out?
Yes.
All right. Mark Weber.
Mine's a solo shout out, and I didn't even know I was doing it till before the show, but former host, friend of the program, and rock star altogether, R. Carson Metaxas, has some incredible stuff up on eBay from his own collection, and some of it's ending in like 2 hours. So if you like mint on card and rare, phenomenal G.I. Joe stuff, check out his auctions. I saw the link was on his Facebook page. So I wasn't planning to shout out Carson because he's always great, but he's got some killer stuff up right now. Yeah. So take a look. If you got disposable income, spend now before you have to pay for that Rattler in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's it, Mark.
That's a good one.
All right. I look, I'm not disagreeing. I just want to make sure you're done.
Yeah, it's a double off the wall. I'll take it.
I don't want to go throwing away from you when you're not finished.
No, that's plenty.
Dustin Jeffrey has a shout out for Dr. Saxo, the rock and roll cat. And I mean, what else can you do at that point except
meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow.
And we'll give we'll reiterate Rob's shout out to our studio audience. Thank you so much for joining us live. We see a lot of the same names week after week after week. Thank you so much. There's a lot of folks who see us live that don't necessarily contribute in the live chat, and that's fine too. We appreciate that too. We like that you're here.
As long as they like us.
Right. If you're catching us on replay, believe it or not, you are just as important. Thank you so much for tuning in and catching the show and making us your place to get all your Joe news and your community news and your other silliness. We understand that it's a 2-hour show, sometimes longer. That's a big commitment out of your week. We really appreciate that. If you want to repay us, do all those cool clicky things with your mouse. because they're free and they don't take a whole lot of time. But go down to those little buttons in the middle of the box there. Click the subscribe, click the thumbs up. They help us out quite a bit. While you're down there, leave a big comment down below. Maybe click one of the links to our social media. Do something to interact with this video on YouTube. And most of all, subscribe, please. We've been stuck on the same count for a long time now. We're only going to grow as much as you let us, and doing all that cool YouTube click stuff is really the only way to make that happen. If you're catching us on Facebook, similar stuff there. Thank you so much for staying with us. Be sure to give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. Share us in all of your groups and all of your various social media exploits, whether that's X or Twitter or I don't I still don't like X. I'm just gonna keep calling it Twitter. It's just Twitter.
Say keep calling it Twitter because it makes one guy really mad. Yeah.
That's a guy worth making mad too.
Yeah, hey, if you want to flush 20 years of brand equity on an ego move, cool. You can call it whatever you want.
Rock on.
And by the way, the Cybertruck's a good idea too.
It looks like a logo cursor on the road. Anyways, the logo turtle. That's what it was called, the turtle.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It looks like something the Duke boys would jump the General Lee off.
Right.
There's not enough shrubs on it.
But, if you are one of our audio listeners, please take a moment, get yourself over to YouTube and subscribe to us there. Otherwise, be sure to leave us a review, whether you're catching us on Podbean or iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. We're available there. Where we've done the homework. We've gotten ourselves on just about every audio sharing platform that there is. But leave us a good 5-star review. Let everybody else know how much you love What's on Joe Mind. Give a shout out to our wonderful friends at Kokomo Toys, the sponsors of our show. Real quick, we will sing the theme song. Kokomo Toys. Kokomo Toys. You're a little flat there, Roger. We'll work on it.
Yeah, I was harmonizing tonight.
Hey, he was participating.
Most of our guests, most of our guests just look at us funny when we do that one. So whatever.
Yeah, I joined in. I've been on here enough to know the spiel.
As Yorktown Joe says right here, and why not hit the like button? It will make you feel fantastic or double your money back. And that is, we back that 100%.
Yeah.
Speaking of your money, if you got a couple of bucks laying around, we do have a coffee account. The link to that is down below in the description of the video. If you become a monthly coffee backer, you sign up for the automatic payment every month. That does get your name in our end credits, which you will see coming up soon at the end of the show. Cool. And of course, if you got more than a couple extra bucks, head over to Kickstarter and check out the G.I. Joe Transformer comic checklist.
Absolutely. You got another 30 days.
Co-published by our good friend Roger Taft, written by our friend Josh Egeman, who is not on the show tonight because I didn't know you guys actually had a project going on, or I would have asked him to.
Fair enough.
It gets a little tight with this size melon and 5 windows too. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that top row especially is pretty
I know, right?
God knows we just didn't want to do another Phil episode.
Yeah.
Headroom, Hal. Headroom.
Oh, poor Phil.
I go after Phil because I see he's still in the live chat. So.
Not even
because your knife is still in his back, so it's.
Well, I'm here to usurp Phil.
We got a main event.
But
sorry,
folks,
Phil, I'm trying.
Oh, wait. We do have one of our last regular segments to hit tonight. $175 is almost an anniversary kind of number, right?
Yeah.
It's got it's one of those 25 divisible things. But yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
He's got pretty good paint and pretty good joints and he's got all his stuff. And he's number 175. I promise I will get more pictures on Instagram and Facebook when I get the opportunity. This summer's been a little crazy. So, but look at Rack Time Rob throwing out the reminder there, because I almost forgot while we're doing shout outs to shout out our wonderful friends at Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Where's my reader? Hang on. Oh, that's the rundown. We don't use that.
No,
clearly, if we used a rundown, I wouldn't forget the Bandcamp reader.
What's that?
Probably also been done an hour ago.
Yeah, maybe. No, probably not. Anyways, we are excited always to feature this really funny podcast for anyone who hates censorship. It's called Bandcamp, and the duo of Jennifer and Dan host it. Bandcamp is a comedy podcast where they read banned books and try to figure out why they were banned in the first place. Let's see. They are still working on where to go. Oh, I closed the window. Crap. So here's Mike going to the Bandcamp website.
I love how his hat lines up with her head.
Bandcamppodcast.com. Come on, computer. Come on, computer. Right now, they are working their way through Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe. They just got done with chapters 29 and 30. So I imagine there's not too much longer to go on that one. But it is there for you. If you think banning books will lead to a not-so-great future, and it won't, then Bandcamp is for you, whether you're like Jennifer and curious to read a book for the first time, or like Dan, and you like your reading without all that reading. You'll love Bandcamp. Look for Bandcamp. That's Bandcamp with 2 N's on your favorite podcast player, and subscribe today. Let's all get banned together. And hopefully Jennifer's an Arizona State alum.
Go Devils, go.
Mark Webber's appearance courtesy of Depends.
That's right.
Got some juice loose in your caboose. Put some Depends on your ends.
That's a JD Vance without a beard, I think. Just facial. I'm not trying to get political.
Oh,
although I did wear a political shirt to Alien Romulus Sunday night. It says Ripley Hicks 2024. It's the only way to be sure.
There you go.
Jeff Butler is Mark's commitment to the bit with Bandcamp each week is glorious, and truly, even the folks at Bandcamp appreciate Mark's commitment to that bit.
It's hard on the neck, man, because I got to lean way forward.
Right.
It's hard to support this thing if it's not centered, right? So
right.
I appreciate that you appreciate it. It is not without sacrifice.
Andrew Gauguin, well-oiled machine.
You hit the line up pretty well.
Right. Hey, 2-bit slime show. Where did that happen? Anyways, it's time to get out of here. Lord knows. I'm tired. Rob's tired. Mark's tired. Roger, he's a vampire, actually. He never gets tired.
No, I'm always tired. I'm a perpetually tired pigeon. Not a night owl, not a morning bird. Just
he's had to comb the mean streets of Brooklyn, Ohio, looking for his order. Yeah.
Exactly. Took a while. We got nowhere.
We'll be back next week.
Really?
Next Tuesday at 9:05 p.m. here on the Superstation with another episode of What's on Joe Mind.
Yeah,
be sure to take care of yourselves. Be nice to one another and everybody else you meet. As our friend Vagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. We'll catch you next time for another episode of What's on Joe Mind. Have a great rest of the week. Yo, Joe.
Beer.